Hello and welcome back to the OCVarsity Gridiron Show. I am freelance video journalist Jonathan Khamis, being joined by Dan Albano to my left and Steve Fryer to my right. I am so excited to be back with the Gridiron guys. We're all back for a Week 0 preview, and my goodness, is this week going to start off with a bang. We have the best of Orange County versus the best of the Inland Empire. In modern day, the defending CIF state and CIF champions going up against Centennial. Dan, it doesn't get much bigger than this. What are you looking forward to this Friday night?
Yeah, there's a little rivalry between OC and the IE, the matchups are really enticing. You got to start with, Centennial Corona, number 90, Corey Foreman, defensive end, one of the best defensive linemen in the country. And he's going to, we'll see if he matches up. It'll be interesting to watch, see if he matches up against Miles Morale, outstanding all-county Washington commit left tackle from modern day. So there's an instant matchup worth watching. And then you got the new defensive backs at modern day, guys like Damani Jackson and Jalen Davies. I mean, how they're going to do in matching up against the Centennial Corona pass attack. And, it was so important last year. The game was a modern day 48-14 victory, and there was 3 or 4 pick sixes, but they're new secondary now for modern day. I'll be looking for that. And I also want to see how this new backfield from modern day running back by committee, see how that develops.
Yeah, you can't start off with a bigger game this season, Steve. I know both of us will be out there, and let's expect some fireworks, right?
Yeah, and those young defensive backs from modern day, they got to watch out for a guy named Gary Bryant Jr. is a multi-star recruit, and their quarterback Friedland's pretty good as well. So there's a lot of pretty good football players in that Centennial side. Matt Logan's done a great job coaching that team over there. I think he has the keys to the city of Corona, and this is going to be a fantastic matchup. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, let's move on to some other games, Steve. We have Habra taking on Upland in a rematch of last year. Last year, Upland defeated Habra at Habra 24-12 on way to winning the CIF Division II championship for Upland. And they also bring back a 5-star recruit, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Flo is outstanding linebacker for Upland. He's definitely going to be a guy that Habra is going to have to focus on. But the Highlanders, they have their own, in my opinion. He's a 5-star recruit, and that's Clark Phillips III, cornerback, wide receiver extraordinaire. So Clark Phillips can easily, can cross out these 5 stars, and I don't think they're going to run away from Justin. But it's just not a one-man team out there. Upland's really good, defending D2 champs. So. But I think this is, typical Habra, maybe flying a little bit under the radar, huh, Steve?
Could be. I'm looking forward to seeing how the quarterback Ryan Zanelli plays going to his senior year. Pretty smart kid going to Penn, Wharton School of Business. We talked to Frank Mazzota, Dan, and they have given Zanelli a long leash in terms of, maybe he's got no leash in terms of like calling his own plays, doing what he wants to do out there. Upland's got a new football coach this year, Daryl Thomas, replaced Tim Salter, who was there for 25 really good years. The Salter name's pretty good in Southern California football. Really good matchup. We're going to see how this one rolls out. Upland's really good. Great test for both football teams.
And finally, guys, we're going to talk about the last matchup, and it'll be Katella versus Valencia. And if you guys don't know much about these two teams, they did some work last year, and they both won their league championships last year. Dan, what's De Palma cooking up there for the Knights?
Well, what De Palma and Coach Gray at Valencia did is, they did what, I think a lot of OC football fans would like to see is you see some of these teams that should be playing, that seem like good matchups, they're actually playing. So these are two Northern Orange County teams that are playing. A great opener. Katella has moved, they're more powerful than most of the teams in their Orange League. They're not really tested anymore. They've kind of grown out of it. They kind of get mentioned in the releaguing stuff. And hey, Valencia is consistently the team to beat in the Empire League. So it's great that they're playing, and Katella's got a new quarterback transfer from Garden Grove. They got some experience in the line play. One guy to watch is going to be Donovan Arrington, who's the younger brother of former Katella standout quarterback Nathan Arrington. He's an emerging guy, but Katella's got a lot of new guys. Eli Oropeza is an excellent running back, linebacker for Valencia. So I expect this to be a really physical game, and I think it's just great that these teams are playing.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I talked to Fred De Palma, the Katella coach, earlier this week, and I said, Fred, what do you know about this matchup? What can you tell me? He goes, I don't know anything until what happens Friday, when the kids get under the lights, because you really don't know what you're going to get in this, week 0, week 1 games if you haven't played before. But this is like Dan was saying, really good matchup. two gritty programs, ton of pride all over the place with both these teams. And, interior line play in a game like this is kind of, in most football games, that's where it happens. But especially in a game like this, I think interior line play is, where the pedal meets the metal.
Yeah, and one thing I think that Fred does know a little bit about Valencia, because at one time Fred De Palma was a brief assistant for a couple years under Mike Marujo at Valencia back in the late '80s. So he knows, Marujo is the legend is gone into retirement, but the program is still run in his with his fingerprints all over it. So he knows what Katella knows what they're getting into, and I think it's going to be a great game.
Late '80s, huh? I
Late
would have been in diapers. Wait, I would have been 5. That's probably a problem. All right, guys. Yeah, maybe. All right. Thanks to Dan. Thanks to Steve. I'm Jonathan, and we'll be all over the games this week. Make sure to check out OC Varsity in the Orange County Register for all the latest on high school sports. Thanks for watching.